Now friends, I'm just starting with a whole new discussion which we call it as a international taxation. Friends, before I go ahead and start with the formal discussion of certain topics in this particular chapter, or rather this particular area of the taxation which we call it as international taxation, let me tell you some of the hardcore basic things very clearly, very clearly, friends. See, before you start learning this particular topic and try to start understand this particular topic, first of all, friends, you should have a broader mind in the sense that your mind should be open to little bit of extra scope of interpretation, little bit of extra scope of understanding of this particular topic. So don't have that particular narrow mind for the purpose of learning this particular topic. Little bit of, I'm not saying that you change the way you look at it. No, I'm not trying to say that, but you have a little bit of a broader sense of understanding this particular law. Secondly, friends, the area of international taxation, let me be very honest with you, and friends, let me tell you that it is not a difficult part of the taxation, but it is not even that easy part of the taxation. I will tell you why. In other words, friends, why I'm telling you that it is not difficult and not so easy. That means difficulty level is moderately, I will say reasonably higher. The reason being that a lot of combined interpretations will be required in this particular chapter. So for example, if you are learning one particular section and understanding, you will have to, in your mind, in your back memory, try to think about what would happen on the other side of the story. I mean, the combined interpretation of the sections, topics, the chapters will be very much required, and step by step, friends, because in the initial chapters, in the initial discussion, we can't do everything together. So I will keep on linking, hinting you from this section, read with this particular section and kind of situation. So I'll groom you, friends, to a very great level. I'll put in my best efforts and give you maximum coverage, and I will do my best. But together with that, friends, you also need to do a little bit of your best. You have to do all your homework properly. You have to do your classwork properly. And if you got any doubts, get in touch with me very quickly. So have a very open mind, have a fresh mind for the purpose of learning this particular topic. Now, friends, for those students who are also going for paper 6C, elective paper of the international taxation. Okay. So I'll categorize this particular thing from one particular separate class of students point of view. See, for example, there are some students who has taken paper 6C. Paper 7 is anyway compulsory, so you don't have that particular. So here, though, direct tax you will have to learn. Okay, no doubt about it. That is a full direct tax portion. And some students who has not opted for paper 6C, but you have taken only paper 7. That means direct tax. Okay. Now, students who are doing paper 7, only paper 7, that means your direct tax laws, so you will be studying the entire provision. So there is no doubt about that. So you better start the study from the beginning till the end, and as and when I have already explained to you, keep on doing the entire studies, nothing wrong. But this class of students, okay, those students who are focusing on paper 6C, read with paper 7. That means their optional paper what you have taken is the international taxation. Now for those students, there is one very important comment. Okay, first of all, you should study paper 7. First, you have to study paper 7 very importantly. See, there are some students who feel that, oh, I'm a little bit comfortable with paper 7, and then I will straight away go to the advanced level of paper 6C and I will learn from that particular book by itself. I will strongly suggest to friend, don't do that particular mistake. Unless and until you are very confident that everything you already know very precisely of paper 7, don't directly go to paper 6C. Okay. So first you complete your paper 7, and particularly, friends, our chapter ID number F51 to F60. Okay. These are basically the chapter ID numbers of your international taxation, which is paper 7 chapter ID numbers. This you have to do it first. That is very importantly. And later on, friends, once you are done with this, then only you go for formal studies of paper 6C. The reason why I'm telling you this, friends, it is very important. The reason being that, see, if your little bit of doubts you have in your basics, then straight away going and jumping to paper 6C, then it will create a problem. Problem in the sense that paper 6 is all about interpretation. It is all about going in depth of each and every point of that particular subject matter. And if your hardcore basics have not been cleared, so you will face a problem. Not in the beginning part of the paper 6C, but in the ending part of the paper 6C learning, you will face a lot of problem when we will be going at a very high level. So don't miss out this particular sequence, friends, at any cost. If you are doing it like that, let me tell you friends, you will be doing a very, very big mistake. Okay. Secondly, friends, before you come to this particular discussion, paper 7, paper 6, see some of the basic things which I have already explained to you in our paper 7, our regular study. Like for example, you have studied business income, MAT, assessment of the firms, etc., AOP, all these things that we already studied. During that particular studies, your rates of taxes, okay, like for example, what are the rates of tax of individual, rates of tax of Indian company, rates of tax of foreign company. So you should know all these hardcore basic things. Keep all this basic data handy with you. Okay. So your rates of taxes, to which case how much surcharge applies, what is the rate of cess, so what are the categories of the surcharge, all this basic learning that we have already done it, friends. Keep those hardcore basics, tax liability related calculation very, very prominently, because friends, in the international taxation, the calculation of the tax liability is one of the very important area. That means, for example, if the foreign company computation comes, then the question will ask you, calculate the tax liability of the foreign company, and that is always going to pose a little bit of a problem to the students in general. So more focus will be on the tax liability, rates of tax, computation, and all that kind of situation. So keep those particular things very, very handy with you. Okay.